So now I understand why the word peoples is what it is, because it's obvious. The PE equals the U in us, God's great name us. So peoples, you get 21, 21, and then S, God's great name us. Amazing. So yeah, peoples equals us plus 48. Amazing. Peoples, I'll bet you, so peoples, tribes, tongues, and nations. All of these glaringly contain, I need to check tribes first. Tribes, you can't get to U. Definitely tongues and nations. And countries, yeah, okay. We get the idea. Humans, us. Ooh, that's glaring. Humans is us plus 36. Amazing. Humans, peoples, Adam plus Eve. Amazingly, this is a touching one. Adam plus Eve has us going to the left and us going to the right. That's disturbing. Adam plus Eve are bound together with us. That's disturbing. That's a really big gem for the great name us. That's one worth memorizing. Adam plus Eve. You get us going this way and us going that way, because you need to pop off 5 points. It's just, now I'm like crazy. Adam plus Eve. It just behooved me to finish off. So let's find some us in Jehovah. Yeah, it's in JVH. Now I'm finding 40 just in words like gather. Yeah, there it is right there. And have you noticed similar words between gather and together? Aha, us is at the dead center of together. And it's that G-E-T-H. See that? You say, why do we say gather together? Well, because G-E-T-H in both words equals us. The great title of God, us. And that's why we also say get together, because now you get the G-E-T again. Get together. Get together. In the name of us, the great I am, the Trinity. Wow, you get another us left over in the word together. Another 40. In fact, get together equals us at the center, flanked in Father. There, now I see the word together in a perfect light. Together, the middle syllable, geth, equals us. And the rest equals Father. So now you understand. Get together. Us, us, us. God, 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 the three of us. Yeah, and then hence the word gatherings. Get together. Gatherings. Yeah, it's glaring. Because remember ings ends in us in order. Then you get the gather, the GTH. It's embarrassingly obvious how this us is everywhere. Using basic math. So get-togethers, gatherings, parties, events. I don't think you can probably get the 40 off of that. I'll cheat and use the computer. See if you can get 40. No, you can't. It's fine. Stadiums, all that, churches. Cool. And there's so many adjectives of God that end in US, like generous. Like if you do a word search for all the English words that end with US, it's just, the results are so numerous. I could do it right now. Yeah, there's just hundreds of them. The last one on the list is Zulus. zealous. Be zealous for the great us. God. So zealous starts with Z, which equals God, ends in us, and in the center you have the word the, or amen. So famous titles of God in the word zealous. God, amen, us. Also known as God, the, us. In order in the word zealous. God, the us. That's who he is. He is the us. He is the great us. What's the first word on this list? What's the first word in English that ends in us? Abacus. Isn't that a counter? Isn't it all about numbers? Yep, the great abacus is the first word that God ordained. This is tear-jerking now because we're doing counting. I had the word of the Lord come. Inventory ends in father. An abacus ends, that is the first word in the English dictionary that ends in the great US. An abacus, a counting frame, is a calculating tool that was in use in Europe, China, Russia, centuries before the adoption of the written Hindu-Arabic numeral system. Abacus. A-B-A-C-us. That's the gold is in the streets, folks. The gold is in the streets that Gematria is here. Abacus. To the glory of the great us. Now there's tons of English words that God ordains to end in us. The most notable of all, which is Jesus. Okay, but it's for the glory of the Trinity at large, who is us. Take your pick. Advantageous, adventurous, Airbus, alumnus, alveolus, ambitious. All of these words belong to the great us, who is God, as declared in the 26th equals God verse in Genesis. It's all about us, us, us. Okay, amorous, amorphous, amphibious, analogous, angelus, angus, all those Roman names, Marcus Aurelius, Gluteus, Maximus, Annalus, Anonymous, Anus, Aqueous, Brilliantus, Genius. If you are a genius, you have to thank the us. Autonomous. Like every great word of all time ends in us. Bonus. Who loves the Christmas bonus? Well, thank us. Bronchus. Did you ride on a bus today? Did you go to the Cactus Club? Did you do some calculus? Do you study on a campus? Campus equals the us. Like it's that glaring. Camp equals 33 equals amen equals the equals name. But why not campus equals the us? What is a campus? It's a place where us get together, hopefully to worship the great us, who is God. Carpus, caucus, cautious, cavernous, Celsius, every temperature for all time, Celsius. Celsius is really special because the LSI in the dead center also equals us. Take a census for the glory of the us. Sing a chorus for the glory of the us. Who knows? Maybe even a circus is, it's helping people's health. Cirrus clouds, citrus fruits. The great us, Colossus, Christopher Columbus, Confucius. Conscious. Are you conscious? Do you have a conscience? So the U.S. is basically God's favorite pair of letters from the dawn of time. Curious. This list is so large. Do not even try and fight against Gematria. You will get killed by Jesus, who equals Gematria, the great I am. Like, you will simply die a younger death if you hate Gematria. This is the glory of God. This is how God's names are placed in every word you've ever seen or heard. Humorous. Famous. God is famous. The great us is famous. So there's a ridiculous number of words that end in US, okay, which parallels Father, which declares God's name us. Like it's the nucleus of the cell. Ooh, nucleus. See, nucleus is very glaring for us because an N plus an E equals an S in very famous places all over English, and then a U is there. So you have the double. In nucleus, you have double us. Numerous. At some point, you have to be embarrassed by how pathetic your education was until you were given Gematria. You have to weep and mourn for just how pathetic it was. Papyrus. Now we know that papai is father. And papyrus is its father double. And I've been seeing these cards at Indigo made by the company Papyrus. Papai, father, Russ, father. But it ends in us. And cards, of course, are to bring people together. Okay, that's why people buy cards. So that they become, more in love with each other. Let's unite. The problem is the cards don't bring people closer to God, and so the unity doesn't get very strong, ever. And that's what the whole world is suffering from. Human relationships without the God relationship. So, righteous. All these words, now you're just going to pay attention whenever something ends in US. And but I marveled that the very first of all was abacus, a counting instrument. The last one is the Zulus, a tribe of walrus is in there. Walrus. Now that's funny. Now you know why you went to the zoo as a kid. It's so you could learn the names of God. Walrus equals love us. Now you know why it's called a walrus. God ordained it. Walrus equals love us, as in love God. The us. Walrus, love us. God even has his purpose for viruses. Oh yes. God uses everything. Okay. Uranus and Neptune. Okay, so those are all the words that end in us, and then we've already searched for the ones that have us at the center, and then so let's try starts with string US. There's just we know there's a silly number, but USA, of course, is the first. The US. Use. Is it usable? Is it useful? Us, sure. It's just ridiculous how abundant it all is, of course. Actually, there's not a whole ton of... But I know there's a ton of SUs. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's why. Yeah, there's a silly amount of SUs. Silly number. Just hideously large. Most of them with sub. Okay, so we know that God loves us, US. Oh, it's everywhere. Okay, but it's fun doing the offsets on things that like parties and stuff like that. Parties, galas. Wait for it. Let's find us in dances. Yes, it's very easy. Just pop off 6 points by popping off the AE. Yeah, there's your us in dances. Feasts we did. Lunches contains US, dinners. Gardens, that would be a big one. Bear with me, folks. Yeah, you can find, oh my gosh. Yeah, the word garden parallels us, because man was created in a garden by the great us. And so, to no surprise, garden is screaming out us. The AR equals S, and then the GN equals U. There it is. There it is. And the DE is 9. Parallels. Garden equals Lord equals us plus 9 equals Father minus 9. Done. There's us, sitting in the garden, created by God, Adam and Eve. Go ahead and say gardens. You can move that along nicely. It's crazy how obvious it is. Alright. Oh my gosh. Genesis. Yeah, there's the US. Okay. So the great title of God, us. My personal favorite are the shortest, tightest of all, like the word food. To me, that's the most satisfying. It's the tightest, the smallest words of all that hit 40 perfectly. Now, if you're really good, you'll understand that a single letter, like literally the tightest, a single plus one letter that parallels us is the word a. You know, parallels father is a single plus one. Okay. So like the letter A or the letter D, first letter of my name. But you could search for all English words that have the first initial divide by 3 and the second letter be a plus 1, just like us. You know, the word go is, okay, so there's a lot of cool words there. Alright, I'm going to take a break here.